Shucks, now so I just go and check your YouTube channel.
I don't put the home, I put the homework one side now, but that's okay. We will
Okay.
practice now. You will do the first one for me.
Yeah, no
So
more.
lastly, we looked at like and unlike terms, and we say we like terms are terms with the same variable, the same unknown term, right? xy with xy's, all of them is like term, right? Even if it's a yx, still the same as xy, right? And they simplify like terms using laws of directed numbers, and we know the different signs law and the same signs law. Same signs we sum, different signs we find the difference we subtract, right? Unlike terms now, however, students, is terms that don't have the same variable. So if it don't have the same variable, we do not simplify them. We cannot simplify them, so we leave them as it is, right? For example, AB cannot be simplified with an A squared because these terms are unlike, right? Good. So let's go the first one here, Ireland. Easy one. Tell me. Answer.
5A. 5A.
Good. So this is 1A plus 2A plus 3A. All of them here is like terms. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6E, not 5E, right? Yeah?
Yes.
How much is that, 5 or 6?
Huh? I'll tell you 5.
5, right. Don't forget the A here, right? This A is
Okay.
understood to be a 1, right? So 6A. That was the easiest one of them all, right? Next one here, right? We have 3A plus 2 plus 4 plus 6. Again, it have nothing to simplify with the 3A. However, we can add all these here together. And the answer here is simply 3A plus 12. Because you can simplify these numbers here. 6 add 4 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 3A plus 12. Right? Next one, part C. 3A plus 8A is 11A. 2B plus 4B is 6B. 11A plus 6B. Part D, right? Ireland, may answer for part D.
Only, it would be 12Y. I mean, 11Y plus 4X.
Right. So you can add the y's together,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the x, the 4x remaining, so 4x plus 11y. Or 11y plus 4x, same thing. Right? Part E, right? We simplify the x's with the x's, the y's with the y's. 5 plus 8 is 13x. And 2 minus 3 here, right? Pay attention to this. We apply the different signs law. 3 take away 2 is 1. 1y and the sign of the heavier one. Right? So minus 1, 1. Part F, 6a minus 4a is 2a. And 7 plus 3 is 10b. Right? Part G, who want to do part G for me? Or to volunteers for G and H? Nathan, go ahead, boss it. Part G.
So G, first you have to add the whole numbers.
Mhm.
4 plus 2 is 6. And then for the variables, 6a and b, which is 1b. Well, yeah. So is 7a. And then we have a minus 3a. So is 6 plus 7a minus 3a.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Bostic. Will he be gone? Will he be
The
gone?
b?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! No, I accidentally add this. No, oh sorry, sir.
Take your
So
time.
why would that talk? So
Just
is
simplify this for
so
me.
is, so that's 3
Mm-hmm. And the B is
and
the right?
1b. Yeah, it just a b.
Good. Because now no all is unlike terms, we can't go further, we leave it as it is, right? Nice. Good. This one here, part H, we could rearrange it, right? Let's show you all let's get familiar with algebra here. 1p plus 2p plus 3p, I group all the p's together. Then I can group the q's together, plus 1q minus 8q. Same signs for this here, so we can simplify this very simple. We get 6p, add all together, keep the sign. And this we apply the different signs law, which is find the difference or take away. A take away 1 is 7q, and we keep the sign of the heavier one, minus 7q. Right? Nice. All over these correct. Let me see your hands. Right? I saw most of you all submitting work, which is good. Right? I wasn't able to reply to everybody, but more or less, after you all have the concept down, just be careful with your sign. Right? And all this here is reinforcing the laws on them, right? We have the last set of homework to do before we move on to the topic today, right? Yeah. So Daniel Khan, part I. Take part I, right? Right? Part I, Daniel.
So, you see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I cannot find my book at the right the
You want to do
questions
it?
and
You can do it now. You can do it now, right? I just want to.
right to
Yeah.
x plus y minus 8x. Give me a second, sir.
Yeah, take 5.
Alright.
Okay, 5 seconds up there, Daniel. Let me help you
Okay,
out.
so first wait, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first you get the like terms. So
Mm-hmm.
x minus 8x. Then
Mm-hmm.
after you'll have positive y plus 2y.
All right.
So x minus, so 1x minus 8x would be negative 7x. And then 1y plus 2y would be 3y. And that's the whole answer there.
So plus 3y, right? Yeah, so you apply the different signs law here with the different signs law with the x's and the same signs law with the y's. Right? Nice. Part G. Next volunteer. Tristan Pierre. Part G.
Which part, sir?
G.
K?
G.
Alright, so for K, right, sir, we do 7x plus 8x, and we get 15x.
Uh-huh.
And then negative 4z and negative 5z, which be equals to negative 9z. So the answer will be 15x and negative 9z.
All right, 15x minus 90,
Yeah,
right?
negative. Yeah.
Good. Nice. Next one. Next person now. Jamai. Part G.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to do 4x minus 2x, positive 4x minus 2x, which is 2x. And then you have negative 3p plus 2p, which is negative 1p.
Excellent, right? So you apply the different signs law in both cases. Subtract, keep the sign of the heavier one, or people let's say the bigger one. I want to use the word bigger one, right? Let's say heavier too. The two not winning, right? Nice. Want to win next one. Ismail, part M.
So first you have the x's because that's the easiest group. So minus negative 4x minus 2x is equal to negative 2x.
So you say group
And
this and this. Well, go ahead.
and the others don't have nothing to group. So it is 3p.
This is Q, boss?
My bad, sir.
This is Q as well here, right? So this is 1Q here, right?
Okay, sir.
So 3
So it's
plus 1.
4Q,
Mm-hmm.
4Q,
And what else?
plus 8A.
Right. Right. Something not adding up here, something have a little mistake here, or somebody help me out here. What mistake you make here? Anybody can tell me? Zayad Gilbert. What mistake you make here?
So I don't know. I didn't do the homework.
From the man, at least yours honest. Right, Colin. What mistake you make here?
Excuse, sir. It was supposed
Yeah.
to be positive 2x.
Positive 2x. Wait. Yeah. No, the question have a negative 2x here and a negative 4x here. Daniel, where's the mistake? You're right on your wrong question.
Sir, only mistake, sir. Sir, only mistake.
Negative 6x here, right? Same signs. I'll keep the sign. Right? Right, Ismail? So I feel you had a mistake when you was writing on the question. Yeah?
Okay, sir.
Right. Good. Next one. Who want to do the last one? No, we have two more. Part L. I'll do part L for you, right? 3z plus 2z is 5z. And minus 4x minus 10x is minus 14x. Right? That was simple. And the very last one now, class, right? We could put coefficients for them. So we have 1x, and we rearrange one time, plus 1y, I see a y here again, minus 1y, plus 1z minus p, or 1p, minus 1q. So do you think we cancel up here? 1y, take away 1y is 0. So all remaining here is 1x plus 1z minus 1p minus 1q. Or you can just put x plus z minus p minus q, right? All those who got that correct, let me see all your hands. Right, good work. Right, so I want to do now, students, right? I want to touch on some algebra today, right? Yeah. So ask yourself this question: what is algebra? What is algebra? So after probably start a new document here, this you can reading homework, right? Like you're now coming class here. Right. So Ireland, from your own words, what is algebra? Your own words. What is algebra?
So algebra is the way you could. That's all. So me, I don't want to explain it. So
Alright, somebody else want to give a try? Alright, I'll explain further, right? Algebra, right? In algebra, algebra involves the using of letters or symbols to represent unknown numbers. Right? That's what algebra is in essence, right? So for example, some number added to 5. This sum number, we don't know what that sum number is, so we use a symbol to represent it. It's an unknown number, so we use a symbol. But long ago, when I started algebra, they use symbols. But then I realized, wait now, we could use letters of the alphabet. So instead of saying some number plus 5, we could say x plus 5, where x represents some unknown number, right? So in algebra, these letters represent an unknown quantity or unknown number, right? Nice. So besides x, you could use something like y. We can say here what? Y take away 2. Some number, whatever the number is, subtract 2, right? And that's how algebra came about. If you don't know a number, use a letter or a symbol to represent that unknown number, right? Now, when we add in unknown terms and known terms, we can't do nothing much with it, so you just leave it as it is. So x plus 5 is x plus 5, right? And y minus 2 is just y minus 2. However, now students, right? When we multiply an unknown term and a number is different, right? So for example, x multiplied by 5, when you multiply a known and an unknown, you bring them together and they form a term, 5x, right? Next example, 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by y. We say this is 3 times 2 is 6, 6 by y is 6y, yeah? On the other hand, 3 plus 2 plus y, we cannot simplify this as further. Or we can say the students, this is 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus y. 5 plus y is different from 5 multiplied by y. Yeah? So 5 plus y and 5 multiplied by y is two different things. 5 multiplied by y, we could bring them together and form a term. Yeah? Good. So take note of that. When we multiply terms, right, we bring them together. Right? And I guess you all should know this. It should be revision for you all. So you're gonna learn some terms here. I mentioned these terms in the first class and even last week, right? So you're gonna understand these terms a little more in detail now, right? So let's look at the algebraic expression. Let's look at this: 3x plus 5, right? This is two different terms here. This is an algebraic term and this is a constant term, right? So we say this term 5 is called a constant, right? This term here, 3x, this is called a variable term. Variable term is made up of two parts, the variable itself and the number that is multiplied by the variable. This number is also a constant, students, right? But because it is being multiplied by something here, we have a special word for this constant. This is called a coefficient. So the coefficient of x is 3. Coefficient is also a constant. And the addition sign is called an operation in mathematics, or operator. So there are 4 basic operations in maths. Everybody know what that? Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So we're going to bring all these things here, students, into algebra. All the operations, we're going to bring it into algebra. Yeah? So we know what a variable is, we know what a coefficient is, and we know what a constant is. Yeah? So let me show you an next example now. We have minus 2xy take away 1, right? Now, xy is the variable term. So you can put that here, variable term. Minus 2 is called what, Tristan? Minus 2 is called Ireland.
So what is it, sir?
What is minus 2 called?
Minus 2?
Yeah, minus 2.
There's our operator, sir.
Nah, not operator. Minus 2 is being multiplied by xy. So the multiplication is the operator with the operation. Right, Ireland? What the minus 2 is called?
It's minus 2 could be coefficient.
X coefficient. Right, Tristan? You see that?
Well, it's asking me a trick question, I says.
Nah, I don't know trick questions, by. Math
Yes,
simple,
sir.
stand up like trick in math. Once you understand the concept, the same concept apply right to right. So don't overthink. When you overthink, you get things wrong, right? Yeah? Right, Tristan? One is called the what?
That is the constant, sir.
Right? Constant, because you see 5 is the constant here, 1 is the constant here. Right? And the minus sign is called the operation. Look at the word operation here, the operation, right? Yeah? Nice. So, when a constant is multiplied by a variable, it is called a coefficient. So 3 is a constant here, but we multiply by x, so we call that special word, a coefficient, yeah? 5 by itself is not a coefficient, it's a constant, a number by itself, right? Yeah? So let me give you a little example here in real terms, right? Let's just say we're going to the bazaar, right? Yeah? Some school, what primary school, I don't know, Ashta Primary having a bazaar, right? Or some primary school they went to having a bazaar. Now, the entrance fee for this bazaar is $5, right? So here what I'm making an expression here. Let X be the amount of money a person has, right? So let's say everybody in this class going to the bazaar, right? We're going to support the school in the bazaar, right? So if Tristan walking through, Tristan has X amount of money. But after he paying out students, he paid a $5 entrance fee. He now gonna have $5 less. So the amount of money he now going to have is X minus 5. Now, the reason why I'm showing you all this for is because to understand the concept of a variable. Now, Ireland passing through the bazaar now, the security stop him and say, hey, you have to pay $5. He tell him the $5. Now, after he passed through, you have X minus 5 as well. But X is called a variable. Reason why it is called a variable is because it's an unknown, number one, and the value could vary as well, right? Because not everybody can have the same amount of money. Somebody might walk in the bazaar with $100, right? So when they walk in with 100, by the time they pass through the gate, they can have 95 now. Somebody could walk in with $200, right? They can have 195. Somebody could walk in with $90 in the bazaar, they can have $85. Somebody could walk in with $50 in the bazaar, right? But whatever that value is, we don't know what it is. X is called a variable because it is an unknown value and it varies. It varies from person to person, right? Yeah. So I just do this here, students, to show you all the difference between a variable and a constant. Now, a constant on the other hand, anybody passing through the bazaar have to pay $5. So 5 is constant, it don't change. Constant because it does not change. The entrance fee don't change. Everybody paying the same $5 to enter, right? So you understand the difference between a constant and a variable. A variable, let's remember the word vary. Vary means change. Why it could change? Depending on the situation. Because X is the amount of money a person has. Before they enter the bazaar, when they enter the bazaar now, take away 5. This 5 is constant because everybody had to spend that $5. Right? So raise your hand if you understand the difference between a variable and a constant. Right? A constant does not change. A variable has the potential to change, right? Depending on the situation. But the main thing about a variable is it is unknown. We don't know what the value is. Later on the road, I'll show you how to solve for variables, how to find for unknowns and stuff, right? Nice. Right. So I'm gonna show there's some preliminaries here, or some knowledge that you're supposed to have about algebra here, right? So here's some examples just to run through the basics here, right? So x multiplied by 5 is 5x. We all know that, right? Yeah. A variable and a constant, they bring it together in form of term. However, x plus 5, we do not bring it together. It actually means x plus 5. See the difference? Right? Also, x multiplied by y going to give us xy. X plus y, however, these are unlike terms, so we cannot add them, so it actually means x plus y. So there's a difference in multiplying algebraic terms and adding algebraic terms. You cannot add unlike terms. Right? We cannot add, but this one and this one, we cannot add unlike terms. So I'm going to give you all some examples now, right? And you're going to hit me the answer now, right? So Ireland first one is the first person on the list here because the name starts with E, right? A multiplied by B is what? Hit me the answer quick.
AB.
AB. B multiplied by A is what?
BA.
Is these two things the same thing?
No.
Yes, it is the same thing.
Oh.
It was here
Oh.
last week, but I explained something here, you will understand it now. Right?
Oh.
3 multiplied by 2 is 6, not so.
Yeah.
And 2 multiplied by 3 is what?
6.
Right? So A multiplied by B and B multiplied by A is the same thing. But just you prefer to write it this way because you prefer to write it in alphabetical order. You take off from the earlier letters and the later letters down the after, right? Nice. Next question. Ismail, 7 multiplied by X.
7x.
7x. X multiplied by 7.
X7.
Nah, it doesn't like X7. Still 7x, right?
Sorry, sir.
When you multiply a variable and a constant, you always put the constant first. Yeah?
Yes,
That's
sir.
okay, you have to learn, right? We're gonna again. Tristan. 3 multiplied by Y is what?
3y, sir.
3y, sir.
Y. Tristan. Y plus 3 or 3 plus Y now is what?
3y.
So you tell me, 3 multiply by y is 3y, and 3 add y is 3y?
Yes, sir, because it's come like the same thing, sir.
No, when you're adding and multiplying, it's not the same thing. Right? Look at this first example here. X multiplied by 5 is 5x. X plus 5 is x plus 5. You understand? Can't add this together. Right? Because this is like, so this is wrong. 3 plus y is the same like 3 plus 1y. We can't add a constant and a variable. Right? So it has become 3 plus y. You can't do nothing with it. So this is wrong, right? You understand, Tristan?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Nice. So that's why it's important. Although this is so simple, most of you probably understand it by heart. You see why it's important to run through this? Because some people still might not have understand it, right? So you can number three. Going on again. A multiplied by B multiplied by X multiplied by Y multiplied by 6. Guess what? You put any 6 in front, and then they say A by B is AB, X by Y is XY, AB, XY, right? All like that could be a variable too. Right, let's go next person on your list. I'm gonna call somebody new. Akil Hussein. Pay attention to me here. X multiplied by
X,
X equal.
X, 1x or X.
Nah, take your time, take your time. X multiplied by X is? Right.
X,
No,
XX.
no. Good try, yeah. Alright, let me make it simple for you. 2 multiplied by 2, we call this 2 to the power 2 or 2 squared. So X multiplied by
Oh,
X, a term multiplied by itself is that term to be squared or raised to the power 2. Yeah?
oh, yes, sir.
Right, tell me this one. 2 multiplied by X now as well.
2x.
Right, 2X is the difference. Right? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Y multiplied by Y.
Y squared, sir.
Y squared. Good. So you learn from that last example, right? Good. You
Yes, sir.
call somebody else now. Good work, Akil. Right? Who want to volunteer again? Let me see. Zarif, made your question. I see you coming class today. Right? A
Yes.
multiplied by A multiplied by A is what?
A, A cubed.
A cubed. Excellent. A to the power 3. We say A raised to the power 3 or A cubed. This is called a power. Right?
Yes, sir.
Power, something we call that index, right? Yeah? Nice. So 3 multiplied by A is not A cubed. 3 multiplied by A is just 3A. Right?
A.
Nice. Anybody any questions on this? Now everything we learn in today's class, student, we're going to come back to it later on in algebra. This is just a little prerequisite knowledge here, preliminaries before we go into anything further, like equations and stuff. I want you to understand the basics in algebra, right? That's what I want to take anything for granted. Right. Look at this now. Right? When a variable does not have a coefficient, right? It is understood to be one. For example, A is the same as 1A, right? X is the same as 1x. Minus A is the same as minus 1A, right? Minus Y is the same as minus 1Y. Minus XY is the same as minus 1XY. Are you getting the picture, right? Yeah? Good. So if you have minus 3 multiplied by x multiplied by y, we know, students, this is minus 3xy. Minus 3 is called the coefficient, and xy is called the variable term. So if I ask you here, what is the coefficient of xy? The coefficient of xy is minus 3, right? Good. So we understand the difference here, right? These two things mean the same thing, right? So I have a little practice question to give you as well, right? Based on this here. Yeah, right. So go ahead and take down these questions now, and I want you to try them, right? Exercise. I'll send you notes for you afterwards, but these are exercises for you to try now, right? Alright, you'll try these questions and we will correct them shortly, right? Alright, Zari, stop right there on the screen.
I was touching my phone and I realized what
Get
happened.
the receipt, please, Sam. Yeah? Is that it? Nice, good. Okay, right? Alright, 12 questions to do and we'll be correcting this, right? When you finish, just raise your hand. Right? Now, next class, we're going to do the multiplication rules of directed numbers, right? Now, I don't want to go into the multiplication rules unless we master the addition and subtraction rules, right? So I will send two set of revision questions for you all to do. Just 10 questions, 5 by 5, right? And make sure and do them 5 questions. We'll be revising the addition and subtraction laws before we go to the multiplication laws. Is that clear to them? Right? So we have the addition and subtraction laws which we did, right? And then we're gonna do the multiplication and division laws. But before we do the multiplication and division, I want to make sure you all understand this. Because what happened is the biggest problem I see in algebra, right, after teaching algebra for a good few years, is that students is mix up the multiplication laws with the addition and subtraction laws. Whoever hears somebody say a negative and a negative is a positive, yeah. Right, that statement is wrong. A negative and a negative is a positive, a negative and a negative is a positive. This is wrong, right? Yeah. The word and we do use that here to multiply or add, right? What we use here, students, minus 3 minus 2, we say same signs, add and keep the same sign. So that's how we get minus 5 here. Yeah? Somebody else now will come and say here what? A negative and a negative is positive and we get positive 5. No. In maths, there's no and operation and operation. They are, but these something a different topic. I form 6 maths, and there is a whole different branch of mathematics. So we do use and at this level, right? Those words in them is not used for adding and multiplying, right? Yeah? Is that clear? So I tell plenty students, you will say a negative and a negative is a positive, and you will say this is plus 5. If you say that, that is totally wrong. Negative and a negative will never give you a positive, right? Either you use the same signs laws, you use the addition laws, or you use the multiplication laws, right? Try to avoid using those words, and add, right? Good, so let me start the correct now. First one, Chad. Chad, first one.
Yes, sir.
Me answer.
So the answer is 6, sir.
6, 3x by 2 is 6x, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Arla, next one.
This one. 3xy times 2x.
Take your time. Do the numbers first. We get 3 numbers. 3 by 2 is?
3 by 2 is 6, but you wouldn't multiply that because it's 3xy by 2x.
No, you have to multiply. When you're multiplying, you multiply everything. You understand?
Oh, okay.
We can add these terms because they unlike, but we can multiply everything, right? You multiply
Yeah.
everything. Next thing, xy by x is x squared y. You understand that? X by x is x squared multiplied by y is
Oh,
x
yes.
squared. Yeah? Try the next one then.
5x times 7y, like 35xy.
Good. If the meeting ends, students, I'll send the second link and we'll do join back just to correct for this, right? Yeah? So we will not much
Yeah.
long again, it's about 5 minutes correct for this. Next one,
Sir,
Ireland. Yeah?
sir,
7x.
Talk to me.
sir, I don't have a phone, so like you could tell me it and I'll answer back.
Tell you what, the second link.
Yeah, like before the class on.
Alright, I'll see if I can send it to you, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh,
yeah, go ahead. Next
yeah.
one.
Yeah.